Rebecca Stevens from Workbrighter here. I just want to share with you some insights I've found recently in doing some research for a client around leadership. And I've been looking particularly at what leadership in the future needs to look like. There are a couple of articles I refer to in the blog that you can link to and have a read of. But just to kind of summarise that for you, the things that are really going to be needed in the future are things like authenticity. I know it's a bit of a popular word, but what it means by that is living your values, being true to yourself, being who you are, and being authentic so people have confidence in you no matter what's going on in the situation. Which brings me to another point around context. We look at leaders often in isolation, and when we're doing personality assessments, it's we sometimes forget that there's a context to it all, and is their their style they use, is that relevant to the context, and what's the context of the organisation? So this awareness around context is becoming even more important. And linked to that, the technological aspects. Are they technologically savvy? Do they understand how technology can really drive the business, or are they kind of paying lip service to it? The other aspects that were coming through were diversity. So being a real champion of, thinking about things like the ageing population and the fact that there are going to be older people in the workplace, and, that breadth of age in our workplace is going to be quite different. So, when new people come into the organisation who are a lot younger than you, how are they being managed in the best way possible? And then self-awareness. I talk a lot about self-awareness, but this continuing drive around, if you're going to be working in and leading in an environment which is very unstable and changing and constantly needing to evolve, then actually being very self-aware is really important. So I guess this led me to two questions. Are we really thinking about how we're assessing leaders in this kind of for this new world? And secondly, what are we doing about helping people spot leadership in themselves, encouraging people to become leaders? We're increasingly exposed with things like Twitter and social media. So how are we encouraging people to take up that challenge and see that they can do it themselves? Anyway, you can find out more in the links to the research I've been looking at at workbrighter.co.uk/secrets. Thank you.